For go to sleep now, right? You wake up and you find yourselves on a ship. On a ship, yeah? And people are eating food, people are drinking, people are this and that, so there's things happening. Now, what would be the first questions that you would ask the people around you? Would you ask things like, how did I get here? Where are we going? Are these...
Those seem like the first two
Yeah.
good, those are good questions to ask in general. Where are
There we
we?
go.
How did we
That
get here?
question.
And this is
Where
what-
are we going?
Beautiful. That's what I wanted to actually get to, because this is what Heidegger, Martin Heidegger, he's a controversial figure in his own right. Okay, but he described this as the thrownness of life.
Yeah.
Because we're chucked into life. We're thrown into life, right? So the fact now that we're in this world, these questions that we would be asking if we were on a ship and we're just chucked on a ship are the same very questions, like you said, that we would be asking if we're in this world. Where did we come from? Where are we going? I think if we can't get these two questions right, nihilism will persist. You're a nihilistic expert. You've spoken a lot about nihilism. I think if we can't get those
He's
two...
a counter-nihilistic expert.
I'm not a nihilist. If you want, ask what I think my purpose, the purpose is to be united with God. That would be my
beautiful.
answer.
Yeah, beautiful. Okay, so from the Islamic perspective, it's this, right? First of all, ask these three questions. Where did I come from? Where am I going? And what am I doing here? What is the purpose of life? What is it? And the answer is, we came from a creator, okay? So we can approach this in whatever argument you like. I'm doing a PhD in contingency argument. You can do it anything you want. You can do it, for example, through the fact that the universe is regular and stable and uniform and possesses life. What's the best explanation for that? Is it knowledge or not knowledge? So we would say it's knowledge, right? Or as we say, it's a creative capacity of some sort. We came from this creative capacity. We came from this knowledge force, right? So that's the first thing we say. We came from this force, this higher power. Where are we going? We're going back to the higher power, right? And we're going back to the higher power with our deeds, which we have to be responsible for, which is exactly, it's a hallmark of what you stand for. And that's, I believe genuinely, that's why you're asking why are so many people listening to you. Because we reject original sin.
One thing I like about Muhammad Hijab is the way he's able to articulate what he's saying and convey the meaning to somebody else, even if you have opposing beliefs. I like the way he draws up the fact that you should ask these questions when you're just thrown into life. But I feel like a lot of people also ask that question, but they end up suppressing it over time just because they're like, I'm just going to fit in, just go along with everybody else. It seems like a lot of other people don't care about where they're going and they're not that concerned with it. So, but one thing is, you should be very critical and make sure you analyze that question and understand, where are we going? Why are we here? How did we get here? True.